So we've got the one simple package today, and one DVD that I read before, which would be the Hentai Hot Wet Nurses, which, as you can see, is another adult source media scene compilation DVD. But this one has too dirty a cover for me to show on YouTube, so that brief snippet of post-it notes was all you really could get, unfortunately. But at least it's not all bad. I know that it's a day later than I normally do them, but obviously, as some of y'all probably have guessed, that has to do with Memorial Day, which caused all the releases to be delayed a day, I guess. I'm guessing because UPS, it shipped out Sunday maybe, and UPS probably didn't do any work moving stuff around yesterday, which is good. They need their vacations too. They work a lot. But at least there's some anime here today. Let's see. Well, I'm trying to open this. Yeah, it's a pretty small release. I probably would have tried padding it, but I'm playing it cautious because that Gurren Lagann set, which comes out next month, that could ship at any time. And I don't want that to catch me financially by surprise. So I'm just playing it cautious this month. So what we have first is Phi-Brain, Puzzle of God, Season 1, Collection 2. And Okamikakushi, Masque of the Wolf, Complete Collection. This one has actually kind of got me curious. The other one I'm also curious about, Phi-Brain. But since I didn't watch the first half, I guess the second half doesn't necessarily make me any more intrigued. Or is this one? I don't know. That just looks intriguing. Well, that was fast. So why don't we zoom on over to the place where I go to sit down and talk about what I watched. Because I think I actually watched an okay amount of stuff, considering I spent the entire time playing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. But what did I watch? I watched the entire first season of The World God Only Knows. So this is a rewatch. I guess my second time seeing it, and it's pretty entertaining to watch. I say pretty entertaining, but I should really say really entertaining. Quite a fun series. It would have been nice if we could have immediately gone on to the second season, but it's kind of understandable why the person I was watching it with didn't do that, because they only have the first season, and this wasn't something where they were over here and we were just watching it. We were both, synchronizing us watching the series. And I'm trying to think what to say about it. One interesting thing watching it with this person, since he's been introduced more into anime, this is an interesting, not introductory to anime sort of anime, because it deals a lot with many of the archetypes, and he's experienced a bit of them here and there. I think maybe not all of them, because I think we haven't gone this eccentric, but this one is a good dive into the true eccentricism within the harem anime sort of things, and this one is a very analysis of it, and very fun to watch, and entertaining, and thought-provoking, and I think he put it a good way. It kind of makes you want to play a gal game, an eroge of whatever they are referred to. I cannot think at the moment. And I know from the few treks I've made into those sorts of things that I kind of suck at them. They're time-consuming, and I'm impatient, and blah, 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 blah. And again, it would have been nice to go on to the second season, but I guess there's no real rush, because as I understand it, the third season is either about to start up or just started up in Japan, so it's not like there's any great big rush, because even if we finish the second season, that third season isn't going to come out on DVD/Blu-ray here in the U.S. any faster. So, yeah, we do what we do. Um, the other thing I watched was I rewatched Paranoia Agent, which is definitely still good. Very. See, I was planning on playing more Monster Hunter while watching that, but if there's one thing Paranoia Agent does, it even if you're trying to watch it in the background, it just kind of grabs your attention more and more because it gets into your head a bit. Now, possibly due to the fact that I was playing Monster Hunter for a good part of it, I might have managed to avoid this feeling like maybe we, the viewer watching the contents of the universe, were maybe crazy, and that was one. But I remember that being my first impression when watching the series. Like, I mean, me in the real world watching an anime is not crazy, but the window from the TV into the anime world could be seen through the perception of craziness in the first place, which may actually explain Satoshi Kon's other works because, I describe Paranoia Agent as being about insanity, kind of. I think it tries to talk about paranoia, but I don't think that's paranoia that it's really talking about. Paranoia is this feeling like someone's going to get you, and that's not really what it seems to be about. It just seems to be a denial of reality. People who want to escape from reality, deny reality, and interpret reality in a more favorable way. I mean, that seems to be the overall message about it, other than that one interesting episode. But, no, I think that one's kind of similar, just in a different way. And when you look at some of his other works, like Paprika, so if you tell somebody what the movie is about, it's about people who go into dreams. So it's kind of about dreams. But the interesting thing about Paprika is that it's executed like the flow of the movie is itself a dream, where you kind of realize that the events are kind of connected, but the flow feels off and strange. The explanations start getting strange and weird. So while in the anime, this concept of dreams and reality are kind of, becoming less discernible, the kind of flow of the entire movie is almost like you're participating in a dream in itself. So you can almost describe Paprika as being the kind of thing where the TV to anime viewing window is a peek into a kind of dreamlike view of that world, maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure. The truth of the matter is I didn't pick up on that sort of stuff when I first watched Paprika and Millennium Actress and whatnot. So maybe I'm just observing something different in Paranoia Agent that is also still wrong, but I just hadn't noticed before because I was so used to... I hadn't made that connection yet. And so I mentioned that with these other ones. Millennium Actress kind of flows in a very strange way as well, but it's very different from Paprika, where while it is not necessarily... It feels like it flows oddly, and in the case of Millennium Actress, it just feels different in its different way of flowing, and a lot of that has to do with just this kind of exploration of memories and stringing together of memories and stuff, which is kind of more consistent with just those remembering a narrative of your kind of autobiographical self-description. I'm throwing words out there that maybe kind of convey what I'm trying to aim at, but at the same time, I'm just saying, it's a movie that's about memories. It's kind of viewed through the point of view of exploring memories. Maybe how you might design it in your own head, but more likely, since this is the content of the story, how you would just kind of hear it overall, and it develops in a very, I don't know. They're definitely very interesting works, and I guess it's getting close to needing to rewatch Perfect Blue, and I don't need to rewatch Tokyo Godfathers because I've seen that a lot. And that one's kind of the most grounded in reality Satoshi Kon movie out there, where it's a pretty straightforward story told, and the flow isn't very odd or strange or anything, except for this kind of feel goodness that builds up through it, I guess. But it still has some of its quirks now I think about it. Anyways, all that. That's pretty much all the anime I watch. Because, like I said, I've spent most of my extra time actually playing Monster Hunter. I did watch some Farscape, but I've been watching that randomly. I don't think I've been talking to y'all about it because it's not really that relevant. I guess I was able to watch some of that stuff because I can play Monster Hunter on the Wii U pad with the TV doing something else. And that's been nice. Blah, 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 blah. I'm babbling on. Well, let's wrap this up with a piece of news that is probably something I think y'all would consider important. My copy of Heaven's Lost Property Forte, the Blu-ray version, shipped, which suggests that the listing for it on the Right Stuff for I think later next month doesn't seem to be inaccurate at all. I mean, I don't know that Amazon put anything on their listing, but I think it means we're getting it and it should be arriving. I think we'll know more details next week, but given that it shipped, that means it should be here by next week's update, and we can confirm whether or not that is actually coming out on Blu-ray. Other than that, yeah, the only other big news is sometime next month that Gurren Lagann Blu-ray set is going to ship, and I am prepared for it. And I should probably pre-order those other Aniplex releases, Sword Art Online and dub version of Blue Exorcist. Yeah, that's probably worth mentioning too, because it sounds like a re-release of Blue Exorcist has been announced, and I didn't take a look, but I assume it's a hybrid version, which includes the dub. So a couple of you that have asked me about that seems to mean that prediction was accurate, that, yeah, they got a dub. People generally, I think, consider it good. I don't know anything about it myself because I don't have it on DVD yet, but hooray. So, I didn't actually cam up for that, so at this point, y'all have a nice week.